Hey y'all. Okay, so in 2016, I house hacked this 4 unit apartment building, and I hope that this video isn't making you too dizzy because if you can stick with me for a few minutes, I'm going to show you how house hacking this apartment building allowed me to reach financial freedom, what house hacking is, and a crucial mistake that I was making that was costing me lots of time, and time is money, right? And so we don't want to make those mistakes when investing. But if you can stick with me, I'm going to show you how I did all those things and how you can do it differently and do it better than I did. So, 2016, my husband and I bought a 4 unit apartment building and we house hacked it. So house hacking is essentially when you buy an apartment building, you live in one unit and you rent out the other units. And so there is so many benefits to house hacking, but one of the main benefits is that you're living in your rental property. And so depending on how the numbers work out, you could essentially be living there for free because your tenants are paying the expenses for that building, right? And so all house hacks are not the same, but in some cases you could break even and not really have to spend any money on your living expenses or on the property because the rental income is covering the expenses, right? And you're living there. And in some cases your expenses are covered and you're making money on top of that. In some cases, you are not breaking even, but at least you're not paying all of the expenses out of pocket because your tenants are covering most of it. And so everyone house hacks with different goals. In our situation, our expenses were covered and we made money on top of that. And so it was very instrumental in getting us to financial freedom. I love house hacking as a strategy. But at the time, we were making a crucial mistake because this was not our first rental property. So we had this one that we lived in and also rented out. So we lived in one unit, rented out the other 3 units. Oh, let me give you guys a quick tour as we're looking at this video right here. So this that you're seeing is the unit that we lived in. And so it was a 3 bedroom, 2 bath unit with 2 separate entrances. And that's just one unit in the 4 unit apartment building. So I'm not showing you the entire apartment building in this video. This is just the one we lived in. It had 2 levels, 2 separate entrances, a private deck out back. And so it was a pretty good size apartment for a house hack. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully it's not making you too dizzy, but it's just a quick little walkthrough of that unit that we lived in. And I also want to say that house hacking in the traditional sense is buying an apartment building, living in one, renting out the others. And we're talking a 4 unit, 3 unit, or 2 unit. Anything bigger than a 4 unit is considered commercial real estate, which is a whole different, ballpark. But if you want a house hack in a non-traditional sense and still kind of like live in a place that you can make money off of with rental income, you can also consider like buying a house and renting out rooms, or you can consider buying a house and renting out like a basement or a guest house or an accessory dwelling unit. There are still ways to do it. Even if the multi-unit route doesn't make sense for you, that's okay. So, like I said, at this time, we were making a crucial mistake because we had this 4 unit building, we had a 2 unit apartment building, and we also had a single family house that we were renting out as well. And all of our tenants were paying rent in different ways. So back in 2016, back in the day, there really weren't many platforms. Actually, there was just one, and it was really not that great. For small landlords to accept rent online. It was a really convoluted process. You had to use like one platform for this, one platform for that. And it was kind of like a mashup of things. And so we had tenants that were paying in person. Some were going to the bank and depositing money into one of our accounts. Some were paying online and it was just kind of like this crazy inefficient process. Fast forward to today, it is streamlined. We use one platform and it's a one-stop shop where we can do like pretty much everything we need to collect rent and keep up with the bookkeeping management of our rental property. So the platform is called Baselane. I'm going to give you guys a tour of it and show you the different features and tell you why I love it and encourage you to sign up and try it out for yourselves too. So let's just get into that tour right now. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Okay, so I'm about to give you a behind the scenes look at Baselane. We're going to look at the dashboard, what it looks like when you set up a Baselane account. But keep in mind, this is not my actual information. I asked the team at Baselane to set up a demo account for me to show you guys. So I would never put my actual account information on the internet. So just keep that in mind as you're looking at this next clip. All right, so this is the Baselane dashboard. Again, this is not my account. This is a demo account, but I wanted to give you guys a look at what you'll see when you create your Baselane account. So here you'll have banking, rent collection, analytics, and more. Let's look at the rent collection features. You can set it up where you'll have rent collection based on what properties you have, and your tenants will pay rent via Baselane, and you'll get it deposited into your account or into your Baselane banking account. And so, like I said, you guys, Baselane is like a one-stop shop for the bookkeeping, banking, analytics, rent collection. All of that is right here, and it's free to use. So Baselane makes it really easy to keep everything organized and in one place. Now, remember, I told you guys back in the day, I was not organized when it came to rent collection, but with Baselane, you can have a different account for each property. You can have a different account for each security deposit, and it's just really easy to access and understand and stay organized. So Baselane has banking, they have bookkeeping, they have rent collection, and the analytics make it really easy to understand how your properties are performing. I love that you can categorize transactions based on how you're spending and what makes sense for you to keep track of. So, and after a while, the system kind of learns, what the transactions are, and it'll automatically categorize it, but you can also edit it yourself. So analytics and reporting are so important. And especially when it comes to tax time, you shouldn't be stressed over trying to figure out what you need to get your tax preparer. With Baselane, they have everything right here for you. And I love that, because otherwise it can just be so stressful trying to get everything together. Again, if you have any questions about Baselane, please let me know in the comments, but it's such a great tool for landlords to stay organized. Baselane is a financial technology company and is not a bank. Banking services provided by Thread Bank, member FDIC. The Baselane Visa debit card is issued through Thread Bank, member FDIC, pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc., and may be used anywhere Visa cards are accepted.